Straight into the arms of the hooker.
Beautifully weighted.
I wonder how many times they've practiced that. He's got a very safe pair of hands, hasn't he, Scott Lawson? Thank you very much. So Scotland leading 19 points to 0. And Portugal's World Cup baptism, well, it's been all one-way traffic so far. It sounds like a fully blown pipe band in the background there.
I think it is. Just then the stand below us.
Dan Parks. Oh, absolutely wonderful kicking from the outside half. The perfect record. And it's all about Scotland at the moment.
Well, Frank Haddon said it was how they played in the first 20 or 30 minutes, which was going to be really important in this match. And I think, you know, they're just about a point a minute, so they'll not be too disappointed. It's been a very controlled and disciplined performance.
Scotland 21, Portugal 0. Coming up to 25 minutes of this first half. Little knock forward there by Scotland, and a charge on now by Portugal. Mateos trying to stay on his feet, but Lamont is in support there for the Scottish defence. So is Marcus Durello, who just peels off. Now, a chance here for Portugal, perhaps. Pinto. On the outside half there. Duarte Cardozo Pinto just getting into a bit of a mix-up with his centre. I'll have to come back there, and the scrummage this time will be a Portuguese put-in.
Well, having said it was a disciplined performance, there was a Russian close to the head there.
Please.
Not a great pass. Roy Lamont couldn't handle it. Portuguese put it.
I think, David, we can expect a big drive here from Scotland.
Come up, please. Quickly, right.
They're certainly outgunning the Portuguese, both in terms of technique and weight. Watch Scotland go. That was a good pick-up by the number 8. Once again out to the winger, Mateos. And almost a steal there from Simon Webster. It's Portugal. Still have an eye on the ball. Forwards try to drive on. And here go Portugal. Crunching tackle on Diego Mateos, one of the two Mateos brothers. And there's nowhere to go there for the flank forward, Uber. They've got to spread it wide because around the fringes here, Scotland have got it all tied up. Good pass. Strong run from the fullback, Pedro Leal. Haven't seen Pedro Leal come into this game too much, but he is a very tricky player. And Portugal going away very, very quickly with that tap penalty. Only 2 metres out from Scotland's line. Outside half there, Pinto acting as scrum half, the captain coming in close contention, driving forward. This is going to be another forward shove if they get good possession. Scotland hunting for the ball. No way through. There's a blue barrier there being put up in front of the Portuguese. Jose Pinto. Going out wide. Little slip forward. That is a try. That has come from the winger, Pedro Cavallo. And Portugal will be absolutely delighted. You could have been forgiven for thinking they were down and out, but they've come straight back with a try of their own.
Well, if you look at the celebrations, you think they might have just won the World Cup. But they deserved it. They put pressure on Scotland, they tried to take tries, and Scotland held out well. And it was just when they moved out just a little bit wider. Fly half, lovely little offload. And Cavallo did extremely well to take it and scuttle over.
That was a good driving run by the outside half, Duarte Pinto. And look at that for a scrambling try by Cavallo. Big smiles all round for the Wolves of Portugal.
Just where you...
Well, that could make a little bit of difference to the psychology of the Portuguese team. And Scotland now have just got to settle and make sure they take back control. But let's concentrate on this kick for the time being. The first conversion attempt in World Cup history for Portugal. And it's successful. I was hoping it would be after that big build-up.
Well, interestingly, I think the whole thing came from Scotland just losing a bit of control at that first kickoff from the restart after the Scott Lawson try.
So Scotland have restarted after Portugal score, and they're going to hit back quickly. That surely is a try as well. Oh my goodness gracious me. Is that Marcus Torolo?
No, it's Rob Dewey.
Rob Dewey. Well, what about that? We didn't even see the kickoff. There it is. And straight down the throat of the Portuguese. It was just a quick pickup, a quick handoff. And Rob Dewey there diving over. His 9th cap today and his 4th try for Scotland. Very, very big and strong, and that was the perfect finish.
Well, you have to say, weak Portuguese defence, I'm afraid. David Mateus just brushed aside by Rob Dewey. He's a big, strong fella. But the ideal response from Scotland.
Well, so disappointing in many ways, though, for Portugal, because that really took them by surprise, didn't it?
Well, it did. It was a very good restart by Dan Parks. He does these big, high-hanging kickoffs.
So Dan Parks trying to convert for Scotland once more, and the cheer says it all. That is a convincing scoreline, 28 points to 7 in the first half. Just taking a look once more, and Rob Dewey's try, born in England, but of course wearing the thistle of Scotland with huge pride now. Just over 30 minutes gone. Scotland 28, Portugal 7. The restart by Duarte Pinto for Portugal. No such histrionics as we just saw from the Scots after their restart. That was a good tackle though on Rory Lamont. But Lamont still had the wherewithal to get restart. That was a good tackle though on Rory Lamont. But Lamont still had the wherewithal to get that ball back so that Parks could punt the ball downfield. That was a good take by Pinto though. Not afraid of attacking the Scots. That was a poor kick. Unfortunately, Simon Taylor couldn't quite gather it in.
External offside, okay. That's forward.
Steve Walsh just saying he'll give Portugal the benefit of the doubt.
I think they were appealing for obstruction after the kick.
Yeah. Three big Scottish forwards there.
Well, they were just tracking back.
Touch, please touch.
The kicker ran into him rather than being obstructed.
Well, Rio Cordeiro, maybe the biggest man on the pitch, the #1 for Portugal, right on the far side, the ball-headed guy.
Yes.
He really is having a tough time against Ewan Murray.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
And Scotland driving on as they have done so many times as Vasa Uba gets buried into touch by Jason White, the skipper. He'll have to come back for the penalty. So we're coming up to the last 7 minutes of this first half. And with the exception of that Portuguese try, this has all been about Scotland during this first half. The captain there of Portugal just been slid out into touch, but chance once again for Pinto.
Just to let you know, I've got an echo in my ear.
Certainly the crowd not obeying the unwritten law of silence during conversions. They're just enjoying themselves. So Pinto for Portugal. Lovely kick. 3 points for the Portuguese. And they're into double figures.
Well, I think Jason White there penalised for not binding. Well, he is technically, he's got a hand and it was a clenched fist, but Steve Walsh absolutely right to award that penalty.
So Scotland restarting after the Portugal penalty, and very, very quickly away and attacking once more. 28 points to 10 at the moment. Scotland are leading. And Portugal on the back foot again. Mike Blair out to his outside half, Dan Parks. Dan Parks trying to feed his centres. Parks looking for it once more, misses out Lamont. No tight on that side, no real room to manoeuvre. They've certainly got space on this near side of the pitch if they want it. Good drive on once again by Scotland, 5 metres out from Portugal's line. Looking for options. And it's the number 8 there, Simon Taylor, just brought down a metre short and stolen by Scotland, but they're going to be penalised.
Well, no, the tackler not rolling away at all there on Simon Taylor. I think Mike Blair expressing his frustration at the contact situation. See number 7 there, he's just lying, preventing the ball. And then second row, big second row comes over to try and seal it, Penalva.
Thank you.
Interesting to see Scotland go for the scrum here.
Up into the back.
They certainly had the edge in both scrum and line out.
Absolutely.
Please, take them to the side, please.
So, referee instructing the trainer there to take David Penalva away.
When you're ready, please.
Simon Taylor.
Okay.
Good driving run once again. He's so difficult to bring down.
Scrum, blue.
So 5 minutes left of this first half. Scotland leading by 18 points.
Touch, pause, engage.
Steve Walsh controlling that scrummage. Here goes Scotland. Whoopsie-daisy. Driving on. Taylor just controlling it with his feet. But the penalty given.
Leave them alone.
I wonder if they'll take the scrummage again.
Scrum it again.
Well, I think I would. It's a question of grinding down the opposition.
Slight problem to one of the front row forwards there, Alan Jacobson. Just stop the clock.
Looks like a full pass, perhaps.
Yeah. Just get a chance to talk to Matt Spiro just quickly before half-time. Any sort of reaction coming from the Scottish bench at the moment?
It's all pretty calm at the moment, Paul, on the Scottish bench. Some concerns as well about Scott Murray's fitness. He started the game with his right leg strapped. He's now got his left leg strapped. That happened just after Dewey got the try. So we're going to keep an eye on Scott Murray and also what's going on at the moment. But no, for the time being, Frank Haddon and his men seem pretty content with the way things are going out there.
Okay, thanks very much.
Well, I think that's Steve Walsh just saying they need a new prop. Very fortunate to have Gavin Kerr sitting on the bench, who's tremendously versatile. Plays both sides, just signed for Edinburgh. Having been down at the Borders last year.
Was born in my favourite city in the whole of the United Kingdom, Newcastle upon Tyne. So a little bit of reorganisation by Scotland. That's disappointing, isn't it?
Well, it is. If it's a serious injury, Achilles or a calf strain, that could jeopardise the rest of his World Cup campaign, which would be a real shame for Jacobson.
Well, certainly in some of the crowds that we've seen in the World Cup so far, the old Mexican wave gets going very, very early on. They can't be bored, surely, because this has been full of vim and vigour in the course of this first half.
Your problem.
Last few minutes have just been a little bit laborious, 1 or 2 stoppages, but we're right on Portugal's 5-metre line here. So really good chance for Scotland if they can control this scrummage. Well, bit of a baptism of fire in the front row there for Gavin Kerr, but it was Ewan Murray that was penalised there.
Well, I don't understand that. You can see the loose head didn't get his bind, which is why Murray just slipped down there, and I think he should be penalising the loose head for not going for the bind. It's Portugal who are under pressure, and why Murray would collapse intentionally there is beyond me.
Yeah, Cadero, I think, is having a torrid time on that side of the scrum. And my temptation, if I was refereeing this game, would be to take a closer look at him.
Number 3 is diving
Well, yeah,
into
you
it.
can tell, just as they engage, Paguero's got his back